So the Million Man March was an event 30 years ago when a large gathering or a large number of African American men gathered in Washington, D.C. and actually met up with some people here in Baltimore who were at that march, and they pretty much just talked to me about the impact that march had on their lives. For several men, October 16th, 1995 is a day that they'll never forget. On that day, there was a massive gathering of black men around the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It was called the Million Man March, and it was meant to promote unity, personal responsibility, values, and more.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
30 years later, some of the men that took part in the march got together in Baltimore to reflect on it.
I think in 1993, 1994, leading up to the march in 1995, there were a lot of issues in our community. Black on black crime, dropout rate of high school, just a lot of things that were negative. So this was a call to help turn things around.
Dr. Benjamin F. Chavis Jr. was the national organizer of the march. He says that people came as far away as Alaska and Hawaii and says it made a lasting impact.
People had a sense of not only self-worth, but what they could go back and contribute to the community.
Kendrick Tillman went when he was 14 years old. He's now a business owner and feels like the march taught him power and unity.
I think that us as community leaders, we have to find principles that we can all agree on and then come together and unify in unity so that we can make that impact for the next generations and the generations to come.
Edwin Avents says that the march happened as he was working to empower and mentor young men and others. He's now the CEO of the Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys.
I certainly was inspired by attending the Million Man March 30 years ago to go back into my community, to build business, to build community, and build institutions, which we were charged to do.
And for Michael Eugene Johnson, the march provided a sense of community and solidarity.
What we all knew is what we needed to do. So the next day, that's when a lot of us continued to do, or some people began to do, depending on their age and depending upon where they were. But the thing that was very, very important is that we knew we had a mission.
As they reflect, they hope these images and the messages inspire future generations.
They should be inspired about what happened 30 years ago and raise the question, if 1.4 million black men could come to Washington to make a real difference 30 years ago, what can we do in 2025?
And there are several events that are planned later this week. We have a list of them by clicking on this story at WBALTV.com. Reporting live here in North Baltimore, Kyrie Stewart, WBAL TV 11 News.